Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we'll call the January meeting of Batavia Township to order. Let's call the roll.
Talmia?
Here.
Donna? Here. Tracy?
Here.
West?
Here.
Anderson?
Here. For those of you who are viewing on TV, we will take a break here to check the bills and accountants for December.
I'll work with somebody on those.
Good.
You want to work with me on these, Lee?
Oh, I'd love to work with you on those.
Okay.
And I'll just mention that the form that I made out, this is going to be temporary because it's not totally what we want it to be, but just for this month anyway. It fills out
So
most
go
of
with
the
that.
We'll go with
requirements.
Okay, this is for the Batavia Township Road Fund.
And we have check number 5924 at 5846.
Yes.
And we have check number 5935 for $11,105.
Yes.
And we have check number 5936 for $92,208.
Yes.
What is that?
Geneva Construction, roadway paving, I believe.
Oh, okay. And we have check number 5937 for $4,218.
Yes.
And 5938 for $407.77.
Yes.
And 5939 for $117.36.
Yes.
And 5940 for $155.37.
Yes.
And 5941 for $25.
Yes.
And 5942 for $19.97.
Yes.
5943, $132.84. $132.84.
I'm looking for it. There it is. Thank
There
you.
it is. And 5944 for $192.11.
Yes.
And 5945 for $240.33.
Yes.
And 5946 for $234.87.
Yes.
And 5947 for $836.80.
Yes.
And 5948 for $546.99.
Yes.
And 5950, $163.38.
Yes.
And 5951 for $1,730.28.
Yes.
And 5952 for $950.
Yes.
And 5954 for $4,218.
Yes.
And we have an ending balance, I believe, of
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
$404,976.06.
That's it. Thank you.
So it looks like we have plenty of money left in that account, which is most important. And so this, we have a, oh, look at that.
Any more train trips planned, Walt?
Nope.
Not for a while.
I guess you're going to help me on this one. Okay, general fund, including accessories.
Cool.
I just gave it to Walt, and I thought you were going to work on that.
Well, I'm
Sorry.
done working on it. Okay. I'll look at it.
Yeah, what's the check number, please?
4885.
Yes.
4890-7757,
Yes.
4892-217.08,
Yes.
4893, $175,
Yes.
4894, $25,
Yes.
4895, 113.55,
I think we're gonna see 10.
48 what?
4895,
No.
113.55,
Yes.
4896, 567.71,
Yes.
4897, 2443.29,
Yes.
4898, $120,
Yep.
4899, $7,757,
Yes.
4900, $109.01,
Okay.
4902, 7865.38,
What's the dollar amount?
7865.38,
On this one.
December 18th. Should be plenty of time to made it.
There it is. Fine. Right over it.
Balance 424, 436, 66.
Yes. All we have is $2.80 deposit, so we're good. Ending balance, $131,900.28. Wow, that's it?
Assistance is low.
Nothing this one?
Most of the ones that call don't qualify.
Do you need signatures on that one?
There should be a sheet for each of the, I didn't specify road and bridge or general funds.
There's this one, there's one of these in here,
Okay, so that one goes with road and bridge, the one.
and this one doesn't have our signature on it.
I only saw the one that was on the table. If I could have it.
This one?
Yeah.
We need 3, sir.
I will put mine on there.
This is for that, I believe, right?
Yep, no, that was with that. I don't know.
The one Howard just signed.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's good.
Gotcha. There we are.
Trying to trip me up.
Looking like it's confused.
Already 3 on these. Okay.
Okay. I'll entertain entertain a motion for approval of minutes from December.
I move that the minutes be amended to correct all of the spelling, punctuation, capitalization errors that are at this point uncorrected.
Second.
The list of them are set forth previously.
Some of these are stylistic, others I will correct.
Well, trustee has two E's, that's not stylistic.
I said the
Okay.
spelling errors I will correct it, others are
Yeah.
not.
Well, okay. There, some things are not complete sentences either. They don't have both a subject and a verb, and I don't know whether that's important or not.
Well, you might as well be right or wrong. If you find it, well, let's get it corrected. But the minutes that get posted are corrected. But I'll do everything right.
Okay, we have a motion, second on the floor.
Batavia.
Aye.
Donnet.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye. Okay, I'll entertain a motion for approval of accounts
So
for
moved.
December.
Second?
I just have a question. Am I correct that our responsibility is to approve payment of the bills? So perhaps the motion and the minutes should reflect that. That is, we are voting to approve payment of the bills, is that correct?
Actually, that should be probably added to the agenda. Approval of accounts and bills. Can you remember to do that, Howard?
We're not approving the bills, you're voting to approve payment
So,
of the bills.
We're- Okay,
I believe. Isn't that not correct?
So approval of accounts and additional item, approval of bills.
of payment.
Of payment.
Payment of bills. That can be another, you can make that separate, you can make that item 6, or you can add it.
I'll just add it to where we have approval of accounts. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Batavia.
Aye.
Donnet.
Aye.
Tracy.
Aye.
West.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye. Assessors report, there is none. They're just working on their, whatever they do. And there's no road commissioners report as Mr. Long is on his way back from Washington. Okay, under a test. Van, do you want to address this, or do you want? I'll just mention that the form that I used tonight basically addresses what we need to do temporarily. We had a supervisors meeting a couple weeks ago, and there was mixed opinions as to what they were going to do. I think St. Charles basically is going to do, and I think Sugar over Blackberry is basically going to do this type of thing. There was nothing in the magazine other than under the clerk's corner when Lisa Hodge had a little article in there. So what we don't have, how are we going to have the prepaid bills signed and attested to? So that's one of the things. But Van, if you want to...
Right, and I apologize, I had sent a copy of this to Jim
Right.
yesterday. I'm happy to pass this article around. I only have one copy, I apologize.
Which one is that, Van?
This is the one that's entitled, "New Law Requires Clerks to Attest All Township Payments."
I handed that out
It
to,
has the face of the check on it.
I had handed that out a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, My guess is many of the legislators who enacted this bill, A, may have not read it, and B, certainly did not have the experience of actually paying or being involved in township duties and payment of bills and protocols required to do what needs to be done. Until some, whether it be an attorney general opinion or some type of clarification from the township officials of Illinois, or perhaps a court, if some litigation were to ensue, which obviously is be the goal to avoid if possible. It's pretty clear, at least from this article that Jim passed around, and until something else comes, that it seems to me that this protocol, I can't advise the Township Board of Trustees to do it any other way other than what has been suggested, recommended, and based upon the verbiage of the statute. As far as how it's actually going to be done and handled with the temporary form here, it doesn't appear to me to be exactly in complete sync with what the Public Act 100-0983 says. So I can't really advise presently any other protocol other than what I see here until there's some directives or clarifications otherwise. I don't know what else to say except this appears to me to be the way it needs to be done, and I recommend it be done unless and until some clarification from some higher governmental body, whether it be an advisory opinion from the Attorney General or somebody comes up and says this is an acceptable alternative. And I'm not saying that what you've got here is or is not acceptable, but it doesn't sound quite the way they're saying it should be done according to the Public Act. I'm not trying to straddle a too tall fence here, but that's what I see in this article from the clerk in the latest township perspective was really not of much help. So this is going to put an onus and burden on both the clerk, probably the clerk and the supervisor and everybody to do us the way the legislature said that it should be done.
Well, I agree, Van, and I've gone over that. You want me to hand those out again? I've got more of those, like Van's got right there. And it was also in the perspective 2 months ago, the total, the bill. The only thing is it doesn't address the things that we need to know. I mean, having the checks signed by me and attested by Howard, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And I talked to Howard about that this morning. We can have, Layla makes out the checks the next day. And I can sign them and Howard can come in and attest them. He's got a key to the office. He can come in the next day in the afternoon and attest to the checks. The ones that I have a problem with are the prepaid, the ones where we, okay, like the insurance, or paychecks, that's an automatic payment. How do we deal with that? I don't know. The insurance, she makes out the insurance check, she makes out a check for the insurance, so it doesn't get, so it isn't late. It doesn't always come at a time when, in fact, you got two this month. One, she made out one today. Now, how do we work that? How do we sign when we have to make out a check and send it in, you know?
Who is the retained payroll person or outfit that does the automatic checks?
The paychecks?
Yeah, paychecks?
Paychecks.
And I'm sorry, and I just don't know off the top of my head, if Paychecks makes out the check, it's still, is it automatically issued without a signature on it, without your signature, Jim?
Yes. You can see it right here. It's just,
Is there any,
it comes out of the account, is what it does.
that issue was described in this article here? Nobody seemed to have a good answer for it. I suspect that perhaps maybe a motion could or should be made by at least temporarily until further evidence on high comes. I suppose a motion could be made by a trustee and perhaps considered by the board, although it's not on the agenda, to authorize Paychecks to continue the automatic payments. They mail them out too, is that correct? They send them out too, Jim? The checks, the actual checks?
They actually send our payroll checks, yeah.
They send out payroll checks.
Right, and
Is there any reason that they could not, just out of curiosity, send them here and then have an attestation stamp on the check, even
Oh.
if
Some are direct deposit.
I'm sorry, they're, aside from yours, they're all direct deposits.
they're all direct deposits?
Yeah,
Are they all the same every period?
basically.
Or could you send them a direction that's signed and attested to make those payments in that amount on such and such? a
Well,
date?
no, they're not, I mean, there's times when we have 3 payrolls per month, in a month. And most of the time we have 2. What is it, it's either 3 or 4 months where there's
But you pay it every other
Two.
week.
every other week.
So couldn't you direct them every other week, pay this amount to this person, this amount to this person? this
No,
amount to that
because if somebody's, overtime or sick, or the highway department, they have overtime, and I think that would be pretty difficult. You want to know the truth. I'm sorry this law was enacted.
Well, this is the electronic age. There has to be some kind of answer. If they don't have it, why don't we just draft a list of questions and say, send them to whoever, the township board or somebody, and do what we can, and then, until, we have a concrete answer.
They don't, nobody seems to want to give any answers from what.
Well, if we've been asking for one and we have it on record, how can we be in trouble for not doing it?
Well,
You can't, have somebody attest to an electronic check. That's the way the whole world is going.
I mean, we get requests all the time that we pay our bills electronically. And, it adds to confusion for us. I'd rather write checks for everything, but that's not always feasible anymore. I do all my banking on the internet, so basically I write 2 or 3 checks a month. I don't know, I don't have any more answers.
The township can't go backwards and start writing checks for every single thing.
Well,
In a temporary basis until there's some direction, I suppose the best stopgap would be is that since we've now apparently amended the agenda form to include payment of bills, that the bills that have been paid electronically as reflected and gone through with the trustees, that there be perhaps a motion made for the, that the clerk could attest in mass at least to the payments made electronically and confirm it on the record, in the minutes, that these electronic, that whether it be in an exhibit form or a check number or whatever it is, as an exhibit, that these automatic electronically paid checks have been approved, paid, and payment is attested to by the clerk. It may be after the fact, but it certainly then would be of record on the minutes that the clerk attested to the payment of those bills as electronically withdrawn. I don't know what else to suggest.
okay, well, this is part, they approve these electronic ones. This is part of what they approve. And so that would be included in the little sheet that I made out. So, I don't know if we have to do anything separate for that or not.
Well, whatever sheet we're dealing with here, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have the clerk date and sign and attest that sheet with the recitation of the bills. So it's reflected actually on the sheet showing the bills that have been approved and either paid electronically or to be paid. Have the clerk sign an attestation on the summary page of the bills that have been paid.
Okay, this is the summary page here, and the road and bridge summary page is with the road and bridge bills.
And those are matters of those are public record. They're attached and made part of the minutes that are recorded. Absent a viable alternative that I can't think of presently, I don't know what else to suggest, but at least you have a record showing that the clerk attested to the payment of those bills and statements, whether they were paid electronically or handwritten by the supervisor and attested to personally.
Okay, well then, and then I should sign this and have Howard attest to this, okay?
And date it, yes.
Okay, I've already got it dated and the trustees
I
have
mean,
signed it.
I don't know what else to suggest.
Okay, thanks, Van. I know it's confusing, it's not fun. Okay. Get on with the meeting. Budgets, we'll be working on in the next month or so, and probably maybe a tentative budget next month. We'll see how our timing goes. In King County Connects, a couple of weeks ago, there was an article about senior property tax deferral. And it says if you're 65 or older, want to defer up to $5,000 on your property tax, you have to fill out the paperwork up at the county treasurer's office. And just briefly, to qualify, a person must be 65 or over by June 1st, have a total household income of $55,000 or less, have lived on the property for at least 3 years. There must be no delinquent taxes on the property, And if the property is subject to a mortgage, the mortgage company would have to approve this. So it's not just like going up there and filling out form. The interest will accrue at, I think, 6.6%. 6%. Simple. And that doesn't require repayment until the taxpayer sells the property or until the taxpayer's deceased. So if anybody's interested in just watching, contact the Kane County Treasurer's Office and they will give you the details and what paperwork you need to fill out. Okay? Any public participation? No. Any trustees have anything to report?
In my ongoing effort to sort of monitor the township website, it would appear to me, well, number one, it's difficult to find. If I go to the township website and I say, I want to see the minutes and agendas for the meetings, it's hard for me to figure out where it is. Could it be more clear as to where it is on the website? When I go there and I actually find it, I find that most of the minutes for 2018 are not there.
They are there.
No, they're not. Well, some of them look like they're under 2019. I only find under 2018 minutes for January and February.
I haven't putting them there.
Well,
You may need to refresh your cache, but
I will look again. I'm just saying that it was difficult for me to find them, and I'm wondering if we could make it easier.
I would have to agree to that because I couldn't find them either.
Right.
Who maintains the website?
Well, Howard.
Well, it's two separate issues.
I don't mean.
He doesn't maintain the website, he just puts the agendas and the minutes.
And if they're missing, that's something with the company that hosts it, and we would have to get a hold of them. But I have been putting them there every month after approval and/or updating.
What company does host it?
Is it Brian Cole?
No.
No.
Gosh, he's down the convention all the time. I can't think of his name.
Tammy would have.
But actually, Tammy takes care of it.
Okay.
Well,
I don't.
I will continue to sort of monitor it. All I'm saying is, today I had difficulty finding
Okay.
it.
So is the solution to that to redo the website to where it's more evident?
I think so. I think there should be something on the website if, as a member of the public, and I'm looking to find the agenda and minutes of township trustee annual monthly meetings, where do I go to get them? Can I find them easily?
It's under the supervisor.
I know, but you wouldn't know that
No.
unless you knew that they were there.
Right.
There's nothing on the website that says minutes, agendas.
Well, maybe we can have the guy or the company or whoever it is
So
doing it.
I would like to see that done.
Change the lines.
Yeah. Updated.
I'll,
At any rate.
I'll talk to Tammy about it.
Good. That's my concern.
Okay, any other business? Next meeting is February 12th at this proper 131 Flynn Drive at 7 o'clock.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I will second the motion to adjourn along with my friend.
Everyone.
Detelmia,
Aye.
Donna,
All right.
Tracy,
Aye.
West,
Aye.
Anderson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. See you next month.
Thank you, public.